welcome back to Clash with Barndo. Tonight I'm going to go through the CWLL Week 2 for us. Now, big shout out to Almino. Our first week I didn't get a chance to record any replay for that. I had some personal things come up. So, yeah, Week 1 was a loss by 1 star. Yeah, disappointing. We should have been hitting that 72. We certainly played ourselves out of the war. Week 2 though, 71.66. Again, we're still under that 72 marker. Now everyone knows if you're getting your 2 stars on your 11s, your 4 hit downs are getting 3 stars. You should be hitting that 72 baseline. That's a good thing to bare minimum be aiming for. But we did miss it this war as well. So some good wars from Cole Camp Chairs and also Sir David Jr. 6 stars, and of course Sir David the 6 stars. They were hit down. So the enemy Reddit ace. Now, I'm not too sure about these guys as to their history or anything like that, but you can see their top guys did struggle a little bit. They had to have a lot of hit downs. It was 2 hit downs to 5, but we used 5 of our Town Hall 9s for scouts, which just gave us that little bit of an edge, and it did help. A couple of 6-packs for them as well, so it's pretty good. Now, on the defensive side, this is where I think it's really put a lot of pressure on themselves. You can see defensive on our 9s, 5, 4, 4, 4, and there was someone else with 5 down the bottom there, Kiwi Sarge. Now, unfortunately, we allowed a couple of big bases to go through there. Number 23, this has been a bane for us for so long. 4 defends, and there was one that took 6, and it was a Town Hall 11 to have to clean it up. And in the end, we used a Town Hall 10, I should say. We had to kill it. It just took too many of our big people. It was good. It's awesome to see these different bases and some thinking outside the box. And I just love seeing it. So great win for AA to get our first into CWLL. Now next week we've got One Hive Genesis, and we are very much looking forward to it. It'll be a good war. Now we'll show Cold Camp Chairs to start off with Queen Walk. Now I'm going to slow it down. You see a minion to draw the clan castle there. Now that's what I call a free draw clan castle. I think they need to go away from the game a little bit more so. Because right there he's managed to draw out the baby. Now a baby CC works successfully from having the Valks tank for the baby. That's where it picks it out. Bit of a poor use of rage there, just enough to top him up. You can see old Jimmy Bob up top there gets the detail to pull out the remaining clan castle and then get onto the Queen. Lucky they weren't a big trail of goblins. See the air down the bottom there. Didn't look like too many heat seekers, just the one heat seeker and a couple of the red traps. And then the Queen's still going up top, but she is going to get worked down. That blower's going to give her a bit of grief. Now you can see those Hill didn't really get a lot of the loons, just kept 2 going. But look at that, half a hound left, still going. Old Jimmy Bob's still going. There's a baby. Love seeing extra babies. I think there was a troll Tesla up top there. These guys had Teslas in all kinds of weird and wonderful places, and it was a good war. It's nice. I love these kinds of wars. This is where the game's heading to league play, whether it's MLCW, whether it's CWL with mid-season light. They're all big wars, lots of experience across clans, and it's just awesome fun. Let's have a look now at number 11. Now what are we looking at here? This is Juddy. He's gone in with a Go Boho, and it was one of the things you see. Corner, I'll pause right now. You can see 3 huts and nothing in a blank. A lot of the time that points towards it being a troll Tesla, which is a bit of a giveaway. So it's just put an archer down. Great pick because he knows it's there. Uses a couple of hogs for it later on. Now this is a bad part here. That's a golem that's going to get absolutely shattered from that Queen. Whether he's just been prepared to ride it off, so be it. But there goes the poison, and that first golem there is almost dead from the point defences as well as the enemy Queen just peppering it. Now it's time for a bit of Queen on Queen action. This was a weird looking jump. You don't know whether there was going to be Tesla farm behind there or not. You see the hogs come in from the left. Baby clan castle. In go the bowlers. Unfortunately the bowlers got raged into a giant bomb. But old Jimmy Bob gets in the midfield there and takes out the enemy king. And he starts his surgical hogging. What I liked about this was seeing some giants used. You don't see them too often. And the giants there outside defences, they could actually actively tank. So worked really well. Split giant bombs can cause a little bit of grief. You do see it a lot nowadays. Just the two heels, tail giant bomb. If that was, you know, old school, then with the 1.5 damage, it would have been all over Red Rover for Juddy. But no, Hogs are still a very much powerful armies. Where are we going to look at now? Muzzers hit on 14. Let's have a squiz at that. What do we got here? I think he's done a Golar Loon. Yeah, so it's a shattered Golar Loon. 1 jump, 2 rage. Haven't had a chance to watch absolutely every attack. Now, he's got a bit of a Wizard Tower stack on the Queen there. Now, you saw he used an Archer for that Clan Castle draw. I think personally he probably should have used 1 minion and then drawn just the baby Hounders for the exact reason I mentioned in the previous easy access draw. Clan Castle, the free one, is he could have gotten that baby. It just would have made it a lot quicker. And it didn't matter if the Valks died or not because his heir's not going to worry about it. Obviously, Lava Loon Tail, second phase. Just not going to need to worry about it. Now, there's 2 Hounds left. 2 air defense left. He had 2 Hounds for those. And you can see they absolutely smash it. Rage, you get a lot of those midfield there. That's that last haste was an interesting use there of it. He would have had his heart in his mouth there. But old Queen, she's still going. Plenty of loons left. Pups are cleaning up everywhere, all over Red Rover. 3 stars for the Muzz. Now let's have a quick look at the next one. Where are we going, Dennis? Now it's another Golar Loon. It's big armies at the moment, Golar Loons. I don't want to be, you know, putting these all through here. I've been showing these for months and months and months now, but I love this Golar Loon. Double jump. They had a couple of bases like this where they had the 2 halves with the middle trench, and you see the 1 giant jump to get in the middle there. And what was good about that is it had Wizard Towers on the front end, and it was going to be hard to get wall breakers in there successfully. Lucky with that Wizard going through the middle there. Gets the CC by itself. Jimmy Bob runs up. Now what was interesting with this was Jimmy Bob says, nah, stuff you, I'm going down the middle. But the old Barbarians touched the Queen up there and got her pretty close. So in goes his air contingent, lucky to get a loon onto one of the heat seekers. Fair bit of time to get into the air defense with the loons. Only had the 2 haste, so had to be very smart with those. But you can see the effect of it. He's got 2 Hounds unbroken, about 8 to 10 loons. Absolutely smashed it. Well done, Dennis. So where are we? Next we're going to have a look at one of Sir David's attacks. And what do we got here? Another free draw Clan Castle. You can do anything you want with that. You can draw it with a loon, you can draw it with a minion, barbarian, archer, whatever you want. What he's chosen to do is go in with a king and a queen. He's used his Clan Castle. Quite interesting. With max wall breakers and 3 Valks, and just gone gangbusters at the Queen and the Clan Castle. So it does that quite successfully. There's no air defence around the Queen. Was there none? 1, 2, 3. Must have had 1 there. So he's got 4 Hounds. Quad Hound, Lava Loon. He is going to absolutely maul it. You can see heals are used a lot more nowadays because how often do we see 8 loons flying up to a Wizard Tower to get absolutely destroyed? So he's going to do exactly that. He's going to break out the heel now in the midfield. And it's a heel on 1 loon. It's a pisser. Love it. Still 2 Hounds to go. Pops his Queen. Now you can see down the bottom there, that Hound's on full health. He's got plenty of loons in midfield. Haste, rage. That was a great base analysis. Now another Troll Tesla up top there. But he had enough cleanup to go. funny how you can miss those things still. I'm certainly guilty at times myself of missing the occasional. Yeah, well, we don't want to watch that again, do we? Where are we going next? Sparky on number 20. Now, what I liked about this, I'm not sure if Sparky's talked to anyone about this plan. Now, it's all accessible air defences, and what he's going to do is he's going to split his king. Old Jimmy Bob's going to go with some hogs and the queen. Now, what was interesting about this was he uses all 6 hogs, 30 unit spaces. Zaps this top one. We'll get started on the replay. Rather than telling you what's going to happen, we can actually watch what's going to happen. So you can see he zaps that middle left, zaps the top one. Now the top one, you probably could have gone with a haste and 2 loons. You could have used 2 lightning on the one by the expo, the 2 lightning plus 1, done the king and the queen trick down the bottom, and you would have been up an extra 4 spell slots. I think probably going with the 2 lightnings on the top one was a little bit of overkill for what was needed, but he's banged out a fresh 3 star hit regardless. Again, another free draw clan castle, so the dragons will take care of the queen. 10 loons to go through midfield as well. I think he had had the hound going as well, so it was a clan castle hound. Now there was no air defences to tank, so what does it do? Of course it goes for defences, and it just takes damage. We'll speed it up, leave it on there. Now you can see a lot of traps up the top end there. Hound pops. 4 dragons still up. 3 now. Jimmy Bob at full health. Great raid, Sparky. Just got to be careful sometimes that we don't get too overzealous with lightning targets, which we can use cheaply. I've got everything buzzing at the moment. What's going on? Let's have a look now at number 25. Now this is funny. Apparently, this guy is Aussie, I think, is he? Just saying there, Josh. Aussie addicts. Now you can see Ryan's going, I love the base. It's actually quite an interesting base. I don't know if it's copy, where it's been before. I hope he's made it himself. Hound in the clan castle. I don't think we saw too many hounds in clan castle, so it's good. It's still good to have. They normally complicate first raids. And he's gone in with an avalanche, I think they call this. Sometimes used with 3 jumps, sometimes 4, but heavy on the golems. And you can see now he's cleared a lot of the side trash with wizards. Sends in the queen and bowlers together, luckily. Old Jimmy Bob runs around with another golem. Jump to tangle it all up. And the hound did cause a fair bit of grief there, really. A lot of these new combos we use don't have a lot of air killing capacity, and it does make it hard. Second rage now. And that's going to help push your queen up. That queen's going to get stuck on that town hall for a long time. So you want to get her out. That rage was placed well. Now you can see there was a Tesla cell down the bottom there. And luckily he's got his golems up there tanking. Jimmy Bob's still going for it. Queen's still going. Just a great analysis. It was the bottom base. I think it came in somewhere around 66k. But yeah, smashed it. So for us, 71 to 66. Good decisive win. A little bit of trouble for Reddit on their top order. Maybe it was a bit of a mind thing, bigger wars. I had to wake up at 4 a.m. to finish my attack. Everyone loves a 4 a.m. at war attack, but great hit there. Ryan, loved it, loved seeing it. Different army. It's not something that we really use a lot. As for us, I'm always proud of my guys. We've done well. We need to be working on these Town Hall 10 challenges, and we've got a challenge season coming up with Town Hall 10 vs 10. Yeah, other than that, as always, guys, clash on.